What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is April 25th of 2018. Well, folks, it's time for a daily update here on the DataDash channel, and today we have a wide range of important topics to discuss here on the daily update. First and foremost, as always, though, we'll be spending some time looking at market valuations as well as doing some technical analysis on the market leaders. But outside of this as well, guys, in regards to the headlines, we have some pretty big things to talk about. First, we're going to be spending some time to talk about the MyEtherWallet or Mu hack that many people have been focusing on over the past 24 hours. So we're going to be talking about what really happened behind the scenes, and then also if you feel that you've been affected, how you can secure your funds to the best of your ability. So lots of different stuff to talk about in regards to that. But along with that as well, in some positive news, Substratum, one of my long-term favorites, has just announced over the past day or so that they've gone open source. So the project had been closed source for a while. The code is out there for you to see. So if you guys want to run the node for yourself to test out the tech, it's all out there on GitHub, and I'm going to show you guys how you can get access to it. And last but not least, really positive news in regards to cryptocurrency adoption. 1 in 5 polled firms in the financial space in a recent study came out stating that they were interested in cryptocurrency investments. So really exciting news in that regard. Let's go ahead and dive into the daily update, guys. We got lots to talk about here. So first and foremost, as we were positive yesterday, we were exuberant on the market. We were talking about the Chad trend. Guys, we had our first negative day. We were kind of talking about this in regards to Bitcoin, and we'll dive into that later on. That's really what led to this correction, Bitcoin seeing a rejection at the 200-day. And with that, not only do we have a sharp decrease on Bitcoin, pretty much closing out the solid gains we saw yesterday, but along with that as well, altcoins followed just as strong. So we have a few players here in the green, but really it's a select few, guys. And a lot of these aren't, outside of Tron, aren't really playing off a lot of volume here. Most of them are in the red today. Some double digits across the board, and then some less hit, being a little bit more lucky and staying close to Bitcoin. But for the most part, things are down double digits. It's pretty obvious, guys. We've had a really nice run up across the board. Oops, sorry about that. I have to load market cap here. As we take a look here really over the past month, guys, we can't be greedy. We've had a fantastic month here. It's not the end all of the bull run. It really just pretty much closed out the gains of yesterday and maybe an extra few hours of the day previous. So nothing too serious here. Again, it's nothing to panic sell over in any sense, but might be good for those who believe that the bull run is continuing to go, where you could pick up some of your good players at a good 10 to 15% discount. I know I'm going to be shopping here with some extra Bitcoin that I still have, but at the moment, again, we'll keep open to the idea that we might see a little bit more correction. Nothing too serious, though, at the moment. So definitely healthy from what's going on. And again, we can see this not only with Bitcoin, we can see this with altcoins as well, taking a nice little correction. So as we go here to market dominance, because of this correction, again, Bitcoin, a nice little spike up about 2 points from the lows of the recent pull down in Bitcoin dominance up to the new levels at around, I think, 39%, yeah, 39.3%. And I think this also has to play a little bit with other coins as well. So if we look at market dominance here in regards to other coins, we're really close to the peak level we saw back here in January from the December-January run-up. So it's quite understandable in that sense that we probably see a little bit of resistance, but I don't think, kind of in the grander scheme of things, that this is the end of the altcoin cycle, guys. I think we've still got more to go to the bull run. You just need some corrections in between. It's healthy for markets. I know some people are like, Nick, why don't markets, especially crypto, just go up and up and up? Well, they tend to do it way more than other markets, so we can't get greedy, guys. It's been really good so far, starting off over the past few weeks. But again, these cycles last a little bit longer than that. We've got some more room to go, in my opinion, personally. So let's go ahead here and take a look at what's leading these markets, and that is Bitcoin. Well, really, over the past few minutes here, I've thought about this over the past few hours as I've been keeping up with the price and doing some research, but really over the past few minutes, we saw a pretty important breach, guys. There was a big buy wall set at 9,000, securing the price over, and this is the level that we were talking about that Bitcoin could possibly hold here, but it looks like we might be breaking through and going down to lower levels. I definitely can tell you guys in the daily, this doesn't look like a pretty daily chart right here to have a candle that completely not only gets resistance at what we're generally expecting, either the 200-day or 10,000, but along with that as well, to close on all of the gains you had yesterday and a really solid uptick in Bitcoin's price, going all the way from, or I think at the bottom here, we can actually look here, around 8,900 all the way to 9,700. So, I mean, that was a lot for one day, to be fair, guys, but we did get some serious volume, and the volume to the sell side is matching here. We're not even done with the trading day. So we take a look here. we can see that we're really toying around with this level here. We're a little bit below 9,000, but I think what's really going to be dependent here as to whether or not we hold this level. Maybe again, sometimes you can dip below the big evens and still come up and find support. As you can see here, for example, we got past 9,000 a few times, but really didn't have the breakout until we got the volume coming in. What's really going to be dependent as to whether or not it holds here is the 200 hour. Okay, so you want to look for combinations of price levels and moving averages. The best in regards to these short-term movements in Bitcoin, if you guys really want to keep up with it, is to see if it's going to hold on the 200 hour. That's the biggest indicator for these kind of short-term moves. And you can see as well, when the 200 hour starts to flatten out, we had an opportunity as well to start curving up in price, and that's when we start to get the breakout. So again, you want to see this find support on the 200 hour more than anything to see if it's going to solidify support up here. If not, with how fast this has been moving up over the past few weeks, we might have a temporary cool down and a solidification of price stability here at the 8,000 mark. Now that's more of the bearish case in the short term, but I think there's a chance that we could hold at 9,000, but I gotta tell you guys, not only the rejection at the 200-day moving average, but also to have that starch candle that comes back down and closes all the gains of the previous day, which was a really nice green day. I was hoping we could hold it. That definitely doesn't look pretty on a daily sense. I'll just go ahead and you can cut out all the indicators here. It just doesn't look that good on the chart here. So just kind of making that clear here. That's generally what I'm noticing. Outside of that, though, nonetheless, it's good if you've been missing out on these run-ups in the price. Might be a good position to consider adding on positions that you were looking to purchase but you missed out on. Again, you got to make those decisions for yourself, guys. I know I'll definitely be adding if this continues to correct. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the market leaders now that we have our kind of strategy for Bitcoin. So Ethereum got a pretty starch correction here, even comparative to Bitcoin. But I have to say, what I love still is that this is holding on that key support level. Again, look at how important this is serving in price, guys. We not only had our support here before we had the continued run up, but along with that as well, it's holding right now. This is really good for Ethereum. So what I think you'll probably see is it's going to close up here a little bit more than the level, and you'll probably see a nice kind of flattening down on the support level here. And if that solidifies for Ethereum and it doesn't break down below, that could be really good. I would definitely consider adding to an Ethereum position personally if it were to find support there. And we didn't see too much sell-off volume, which we haven't really seen much yet. But again, the trading day is still young. We've seen a lot of volume so far for where we're at right now in regards to the time of the day. So that's what I'm looking for with Ethereum. If it breaks down below, I'd look to see if it's going to hold support on the 50 or the 200 hour, or sorry, 50 or 200 day. My apologies. So let's go ahead here, take a look at Ripple. Ripple is doing what I was hoping it would do. Again, this is why, guys, I tell you guys, and this is nothing critical of Ripple. All the players are down today. I'm not being critical on that. But I'm saying in a trader's perspective, why I wouldn't buy something after it's gone up, from, for example, something like Ripple, where it's gone from 70,000 Satoshis to 11,000 or 110,000 Satoshis. I wait for corrections. I know this one moves fast up to the upside, just like Tron, just like Verge, as well as to the downside. So what I'm looking for here is if we continue to get another down day or two, for this to gain support on the 50 or 200 day. And if it can hold on there, I would definitely be open to doing a trade on Ripple personally. But again, this is what I was looking for. Hopefully a pullback to these levels, and it looks like we might get it. The volume to the sell side is matching that of the buy side. So looks like some of the people who had bought down here are looking to possibly close their positions, especially if Bitcoin is going to continue correcting. Altcoins will follow, guys. That's just how this market works. So keeping an eye on that, looking for a potential opportunity to trade Ripple, but I'm staying patient right now, guys. Got to remain patient. Let's go ahead here, take a look at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash have been rocking over the past week. Again, continuing to correct a little bit, however, over the past few hours, really 24 to 48 hours. Take a look at the hourly here. Coming down here, I'm thinking I'm looking for this to possibly come down to the 200 hour, which is curving up. If it can find support there, might have a continuation, but boy, we've had a nice run up from the lows down there, guys. Lots of serious volume coming in here on Bitcoin Cash. So I think this has been one of the trading toys for the past few days for a lot of traders as the bull run was coming up. We'll have to see if it can hold a more substantial long-term run up. So not doing anything too crazy with it right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few more players here. Litecoin again, still seeing rejection at the 50-day. I think with this market downturn, we're going to finally finally see this come down to the 200-day. And look how it's closely lying down towards 1,500,000 Satoshis. That'd be a good level to see Litecoin come down to, because we've seen it historically over here, and over here over the past few months. So that's what I think we're going to see. We'll see if we can find support there, retest it again. If it breaks down below that level and goes down below the 200-day moving average, then that might be bad news for Litecoin, and that we might see this correct back down to its historical range at 1 million Satoshis. So again, I've been remaining patient on Litecoin for a while. It's not that I'm negative on it, but at the same time, I keep open to my mindset as a trader, guys. Let's go ahead here, take a look at EOS. I'm trying to kind of mold my mindset to the adjustments of the rankings here and market cap dominance in the market, guys, because EOS is technically, I think, number 4 or 5 now. So congrats to EOS. I mean, EOS has just been killing it. This is the first serious kind of like, well, it's not even a serious down day comparative to Bitcoin. You know, this is really, really good stuff, guys. EOS has been gaining a lot of attention. The volume still a little bit low, but again, we're dealing with a much higher price range than what we were dealing with back in November and December, guys. So to see this continuing to move up and with some pretty solid volume, seriously, really impressive stuff, guys. Now, I am going to wait for a cool down here because it's starting to look very similar to the price gains we saw in December and January. So I'm going to wait, not for a correction like this, what we saw during a bear market in crypto, but I'm going to wait for this to hold and garner some support at a support level, guys. I don't buy something once it starts to move in a direction where you can obviously see the momentum is turning parabolic. I'm going to wait for this to come down and correct some way, shape, or form. You don't need to do a lot of advanced TA to know this is getting probably towards its temporary highs. Maybe it might want to come down and find support at previous resistance. That would be very healthy for EOS. Nonetheless, though, congrats to the longs on it, guys. It's definitely served the investors quite well. So let's go ahead here, take a look at NEO. NEO looking like it wants to come back down with this recent sell-off in the market and either come down and test the 200-day or the previous support level. If it continues downward, guys, I think we're repeating history where we had the prop up in the market and it continues back down to lower prices. If NEO continues to go down, guys, that's going to be a solid protocol to watch in the market. Just keep an eye on that as that price goes down, because I know I'm definitely doing it myself. So going through a few more players, so let's go ahead and take a look at Icon. Icon getting a rejection up here, might be forming a cup and handle. So we've got the cup here, might be the handle if it can hold a lot of its gains here, and we might have a continuation to the upside. That would be very nice for Icon here. Might be using making use of this correction in the market. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Outside of that as well, let's think of a few more players here. Sub as well, because we're going to be talking about Sub later on. Sub seeing a nice, decent correction here. Finally, after actually doubling in price, if you're considering the lows down here from 4,500 Satoshis all the way up to 9,000 Satoshis. So I think what we could really see happen here is hopefully to garner support, generally around this range, either at the top of the wicks or the top of the candle here over in this range where we saw the cupping in price, and then the flag, which continued the run up. If we could get a solidified support around there, I think that would be an interesting level to watch for Substratum. So we've looked through a decent amount of players here, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into the headlines. I'm a little bit short on time because I'm heading out to Boston today, but as always, I fill in a daily update for you guys. Want to make sure to keep you guys up to date with the crypto markets. Real quick, want to share with you guys, got some cool photos here. I tend not to get too many professional photos of myself, so I was very, very happy about this. But from the recent tokenomics event, I did a little tweet today talking about it and how I'm going to have the speech up soon. So, I mean, guys, it looks like I finally have some photos where it looks like I'm giving a TEDx speech. How exciting is this? But, I mean, this is definitely some really nice high-quality photos here. Taken by a guy named Will, who was taking photos for the event. It was a really good time. I can't wait to get the speech up on the channel. The title of the speech was The Protocol Wars. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Talks about the next big exciting run-up that we're experiencing right now and that we're going to continue to experience, I think, going into May and to June as well. So really exciting stuff. Can't wait to get that up for you guys. So let's go ahead here and talk about the MyEtherWallet hack. Now, this is going to take a little bit of discussion and rambling because I'm going to try to keep this structured, but there's a lot of things to talk about here. So, as always, I like to start when I'm covering a project or when I'm talking about a topic like this or an issue, I like to address the problem, okay? So, what is the MyEtherWallet hack? What was, this issue that many people are starting to worry about? So basically, MyEtherWallet is a website, for those of you who don't know, where you can go and you can use it. It's pretty much a solid interface. It's not a wallet of any sort. A lot of people have that misconception that people are storing their funds on MyEtherWallet. It's a front-end interface to interact with your cryptocurrency. So, for example, I can go in there to simply look at how much funds I have in my address. I can do simple things like that. Or I can go about using it as an interface with my private key to go about sending funds to individuals, or for example, with my ledger, plugging my ledger into my computer and using MyEtherWallet as a front-end interface to control it. So it's very useful. It's an awesome website, and many people were under the assumption with all the recent news that MyEtherWallet got hacked and that funds were at risk. Well, this is kind of a wrong put definition in regards to technical terms. MyEtherWallet doesn't store funds. MyEtherWallet is an interface, but it served as vulnerable not because of MyEtherWallet's fault as a website. It was due to the fact that MyEtherWallet was affected by a hack that Google had on its domain name system, or DNS. You've probably been hearing this get tossed around here. And that was what made MyEtherWallet slightly vulnerable. Because on the website, if we take a look here on MyEtherWallet, you always want to make sure to check with this, guys. Binance has one. All types of major websites, whether it be a cryptocurrency exchange or something as simple as MyEtherWallet, always make sure to look for the green lock as well as the proper SSL certificate. Okay, so this is this SSL certificate is a good way to solidify that you're on the right website, that you're getting access to the actual functionality and the actual company's website that you should be getting access to. But the issue was that with the DNS hack, it left not only MyEtherWallet but hundreds of sites vulnerable to people impersonating and pulling a DNS attack on users. So basically, people were going here and the SSL certificate wasn't working, and they even notify you on Chrome. But many people will ignore it and they set themselves up for the trap. So don't do that in the future, guys. If you did get affected by it, you said it doesn't matter, because it does matter. In this case, the SSL certificate was gone, and some individual had a mock-up site that looked exactly like MyEtherWallet. And what the individual was doing, I think they tracked that they were in Russia, was abusing people who would go here to send Ether and tokens. So when you come here, you can do a lot of different things. You can connect your Trezor, your Ledger wallet. You can connect with MetaMask and Mist. You can view with your address only. If you just did that, if you just came here to view your funds in the past 24 to 48 hours, you shouldn't be at risk because you don't put up your private key for that. It's your public address. But in this case, if you did use a key store, like a JSON file or a private key, if you used any of these guys over the past 24 to 48 hours, you should definitely take about the steps in order to secure your funds. Now, you can go to Etherscan. I think that's the best way to do it, and just go check if your funds are still there. And even if they are, if you feel like you've used your JSON file or private key on MyEtherWallet when that SSL certificate was down, when they had the DNS attack, I would go about probably moving it to your funds to another wallet, just for safety's sake. You know, if it's not a big burden for you guys, I think that's probably the smarter thing to do. Because if they have access to your private key, they can get access to your funds. That's how it works. So because of that, I think that's the smart thing to do. But to let you guys know, that's generally kind of the brief summary of it. If you guys want some more information, they have a TechCrunch article here. I'll have it in the description talking a little bit about the details, as well as the Reddit link. I'll put that there as well. But again, guys, you just got to keep, really protective of your funds here and these kind of events, and play it smart whenever you can, especially during events like this where, as much as it wasn't a big deal, I think they announced that it was only a few, like 500 something Ethereum that got hacked. That could be your funds. That could be a lot for an average investor. So always play it smart. Keep in mind all of those tricks that you can use. Make sure to check for the SSL certificate, that green little label up here in the top. Make sure it's the right one. They have little assistants as well on the website that teach you how not to get phished, okay? You don't want to be using these scam websites, and the same goes for Binance and other exchanges. So, very, very key there, guys. All right. So, let's go ahead here and talk a little bit about Substratum. This is some good news here. So, as you guys know, I've been a long-term advocate for Substratum, and they just recently announced that they are going open source with the Substratum node. So you guys can actually get access here to the Substratum node, run for yourself. It's not the official beta that's going to be coming out, but it is what they've got so far. So if you're someone who likes to toy with things even when they're kind of in the back-end stage and they don't have a pretty front end, you guys can do it for yourself. I'm thinking if I get the chance over the next few days to toy around with it, I'm going to be busy. But if I do find some time to mess around with the SubstratumNode. There's some videos online of people messing with it, and they show that it works perfectly fine. It's really, really interesting. So you guys can go through, they'll tell you how to get it set up to do it for yourself. So if you don't know all the technical jargon and you just want to mess around with it, definitely go down the description, click on the link, and I have the GitHub for you guys so you guys can download it. So congrats to the Substratum team. I always keep up with the project. It's one of my favorite projects in the long term. It's one of my largest holdings as well in regards to altcoins, guys. Again, I've been long on Substratum from the beginning. I don't trade Substratum. It is very, very rare you'll find me trying to trade it because I love the project long term. So if I get opportunities to even, invest crypto or Bitcoin into into Substratum, I'm making a long-term investment. This project is really proving to be powerful. So again, guys, keep up with the project. Good work to both Justin, BJ, and the rest of the team. You guys are doing great in regards to delivering on this. So last but not least, I want to go ahead here and talk about a really exciting headline. So the website here, I think they need to work on getting some kind of background so it's easier to read the white text here. But anyways, they stated that in a recent poll, all hell is breaking loose in the traditional financial system when 1 in 5 financial firms are ready to enter the crypto market, guys. This is why we're going to most likely get an ETF over the next year, guys. When there is financial pressure for companies, for regulators, to move ahead in approving financial instruments to meet the needs of the financial industry, there will be progress, and it's going to happen a lot quicker than I think a lot of the naysayers have been saying. I really believe this year we're going to hear about a Bitcoin ETF because of this financial pressure. So I'll leave you guys with this. I think there's a really good quotation here. Cryptocurrency is still a relatively small part of the trading market, but this survey makes it clear that the niche segment is starting to enter the mainstream of the financial industry. This is a major change from a year ago. It really is moving fast. I think it puts it in perspective for those here. We always expect very quick change in the crypto space, but guys, this space is evolving at a very rapid rate. So as much as crypto markets move fast, I don't think we should remain pessimistic towards the idea at the rate at which the financial industry is moving with this, because they're adapting it as fast as they can, whether people want to deny it or not, or whether people want to deny it or believe in it. Again, I can see the symptoms here. If you guys want my opinion on it, I think this year we're going to see mass adoption. You're already seeing it where I was working out at Silicon Valley, where entire venture capital funds are going overnight and turning into VC funds for crypto. It was just absolutely insane to hear how millions, if not billions, were overnight switching into new companies to invest into these cryptocurrencies and these new ICOs. So I think the financial sector, more of the traditional banking the investment banking sector, wants to get in on this, and that's where the institutional money is going to come in, guys. We have just seen the surface level of where prices can go in cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. So, again, really positive stuff. Good to hear that there's more positive tone here. Again, I'll leave this down below if you guys want the resource to look into. But that's it for the daily update, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to be flying out to Boston later on this afternoon. I'm going to be attending a speech tomorrow, so really excited for that. I'll be a little bit busy over tomorrow, but I'll try to fit in a video for you guys, especially if there's anything important happening. But I'd like to know down below in the comments what you guys think about all this stuff today. What do you think about the MyEtherWallet hack? What do you guys think about current markets and the recent Bitcoin and altcoin dip? I'd like to hear down below in the comments. But until the next video, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.